Hello? Hello? I'm live. Man, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, I totally am. Oh, wow. Alright, let's get to the old Chatterooski up. Alright. I think we're good. Let me tweet out the stream. Bidoof counter, dude. I always forget about. Oh, I gotta get my other counter up too. Mew. I'm like, what's my Mew counter? Oh yeah, it's the huge one. What's up, Thor? Welcome in. Thank you for the shiny luck. What's up, Zandy? Welcome in. And Mattis. I always forget, is it Mattis or Mattice? I think it's Mattis, right? Yeah, I don't really need to charge my phone right now. I'll do that later. Let's open up my Bidoof counter. And I think we're good. Let me just double check. Any distortions? No. Alright, so we're going to swap over to this view. And then we're going to grab this. There we go. The first one, Mattis? Yes. Alright, that's good. I think I need... No, we're fine. We're fine. Alright, I think we're good to go. Let's do it. What's up, Platypus? Welcome in. And let's do this. Imagine I get a shiny Mew today. Would be crazy. Man, we're almost 12,000 on this Mew. We might hit that today. I think we usually get around 400 in a stream, so we'll definitely hit that. Hoping that's all it takes. Is this volume up all the way? I think it is. Sometimes does not sound like the volume's up all the way. We'll be back in 5 minutes, all good. I might be here in 5 minutes. I would have thought for sure that we were going to get shiny Mew before Bidoof. But at this point, it could happen either way. Either of them could show up at any point. Oh, geez. Whoops. I might need to blow my nose. I think sneezing is making my nose run. Let me go do that. I'll just do that now. What's up, Mala? Welcome in. And Platypus, thank you for the shiny luck. Alright, I will be right back for like 2 seconds. Hold on. Alright, hopefully that's good. Ugh. Yeah, I better go catch it. I did catch it, actually. That's why I left. I had to go. It was in the other room. Did I get a distortion while I was gone? Nope. I also have had this game running for, like, maybe 10 minutes before I went live. What's up, Juan? Welcome in. I am ready to find a shiny. Look at that, perfect timing. Oh, this is gonna be a quick one too. Is my let me see if I can refresh my Elgato. I feel like it might be delayed. It could be the camera though. Alright, where do I go over here where there's no Pokemon to kill me? I think it's like right here is the spot. Alright. Let me just do this just in case. Hopefully it doesn't crash my computer, because that has happened. I have had my computer crash. Just like messing with this. Forgot your 3DS at home, so no Mudkip hunting on your lunch break? Aw, no. Really enjoy your videos. You've been shiny hunting for a while with PokeRadar and Platinum. Nice. Good luck. PokeRadar is really fun. It's one of the most, like, involved methods. Like, when I was a kid, dude, I thought it was a myth. People were posting videos on how to find shinies with the radar. I thought it was a myth. And then when I learned how to do it, I was like, this is crazy. It's one of those things where I feel like if you are really, like, unsure about getting into shiny hunting, do PokeRadar. Specifically, like, Diamond, Pearl, Platinum PokeRadar, because BDSP PokeRadar is a little too unforgiving. Diamond, Pearl, Platinum's PokeRadar is more of, like, a skill-based shiny hunting method than it is luck. Now, there's still luck involved, but it's more about, like, figuring out what patches you need to go into, using, like, what abilities, whatever, to, like, make your target more common so you don't break your chain. Stuff like that. Like, it's definitely something, like, I could probably convince my cousin who's never shiny hunted to, like, do PokeRadar in Platinum. Oh, the distortion is indeed starting. Alright, let me switch this over. That was one of the fastest distortions we've gotten. Not only was it, like, probably, like, 15-minute timer, which does not happen very often, but it also was close to us, so it started fast, too, so. Let's switch this over. What's up, Jaden? William? You got shiny Scolipede? Nice. 431st shiny. That's funny that you count every shiny. I count all my full odd shiny. Well, I don't count them, but I have like a list of all my full odd shinies. And I could count them, but I haven't. Alright, let's switch to the alphas layout. Alright, let me do this. You're here with interesting news. Got a shiny spin in Ultra Sun through breeding. Nice. Alright, I probably won't read chat as consistently during this, but I will catch up after. Need that Alpha Magnemite. I haven't gotten a shiny into Distortion in a while. Pretty sure the last one was the Magnemite. How many Pokemon do you reckon, like, on average, you see in a Distortion? It's got to be like close to 50, right? So roughly 10 Distortions or so, we'd see 10 to like 15. We'd see shiny. This area is probably like the worst area for me. The only thing I need shiny from this is like Eevees and Kadabra and Magnemite, but I would be very shocked if I got the full Magnemite line in this game. How did I miss all of these items over here? That's why you fly up high. When you're like farther away, the items pop out more. See, like there's this one here. I think that's the last one though. Right around the border though. Sometimes they spawn here. Oh, see, Ice Stone. It's a Rhyperior. I was like, what was that? For a second I thought it was a Garchomp. I'm like, I know Garchomp can't even be here. Beans. Okay, I think I got all the items. One of 19 you're breeding? You're going for 19 different Chinese? Or are you going for 19 Spindas? How much time do you think it will take to encounter a random encounter in White 2 with Shiny Charm? How long do I don't know. I've never hunted in Black and White 2. Shiny Charm's 1 in 2700, right? In that game? If you do double grass, it's probably not too bad to hit odds. Probably doesn't take too long to hit odds. But I mean, it's RNG, so like if you go way over odds, like there's no way to figure out you're gonna go that far. Or if you get it really quickly, like under odds. Best way to gauge how long it might take to find a shiny is to like kind of time yourself for like an hour of hunting. And then kind of like see like, oh, I got this many encounters in this in 1 hour. So with the math, it means I will get roughly this many encounters, or it'll take me this long to hit odds. And that's kind of what you want to gauge. You want to gauge like how long it would take to hit odds, because obviously it's RNG. The best thing you can do is kind of figure out how long it would take to hit odds to determine how quick or slow a shiny hunt can be, because obviously no one can determine if they're going to go over odds or under odds. It's completely random. But you can determine how likely you are to find a shiny based on the odds. Still no shiny Marowak. Well, good luck. Hopefully you get it soon. 2 Patrat, 2 Pensage, 2 Penseer, 2 Panforce, 10 Furfru, and the rest of your... And 10 for the rest of your... Oh, so you're going for all the stuff you can't get in Bank, right? Or in the Switch? Because I think that's all stuff you can't get on the Switch. Single layout GBA. Alright. Bring this back. And let's continue. Stopped counting SRs on Mudkip after 10k. See, I can't be doing that. I literally just went 20k for a Litwick, and if I had stopped counting at 10k, I would have thought I was probably like 40k in or something. By the time I got it, it took so long. Let me turn this a little bit so the fan light isn't in the way. There we go. Other than the breeding for shinies, you're working on type null before you work on Darkrai. Nice. Dude, I've been seeing so many people get shiny Poipole in type null. It was like ever since I posted that video on like shinies you might not be able to get on the Switch, like if they shut Bank down, I've been seeing so many people get those shinies, like so many Mews, so many Celebes, so many type nulls and Poipoles, because those are like the easiest ones out of like the mythicals, because then the other two are like Jirachi and Manaphy. Haven't seen too many people hunt for like Furfru. I will say though, if you don't care, I'm sure you don't care about like odds and stuff. Furfru is gonna be in Legends ZA, so I wouldn't worry too much about Furfru. But definitely, yeah, do the other ones that you're going for. Just finish hunting all forms of mythical shinies from Gen 1 through 4, plus every wormhole, shiny, legendary, and Ultra Sun. You're beyond relieved to have them before Bank shuts down, except for Jirachi and Manaphy. You should say those hunts are just too much. I have been, like, mentioning this to people. It's not something I personally would do, but I think it's a good alternative. Absol Blogs has been shiny hunting Manaphy on his streams. And what he's doing some sort of ace thing, where when he loads his game up, it randomizes his trainer ID and, like, secret ID or whatever. The thing that, like, determines the shiny. So the way Manaphy works is you have to, like, trade the egg to different save files to check if they're shiny, because each save, each, like, trainer has, like, hidden values that can, that determine the shiny value, and that's how you get different chances, is you trade the egg to different save files. But this, like, ace thing allows you to, like, get your trainer to be different every time, so that every time you just pick up the egg, you just get a different chance every time. So it's a lot easier, and it's still, like, full odds, and it still counts as, like, legal, because it's the actual, like, Manaphy egg and stuff. So I'd recommend looking into that. I don't know how it works, but if you are, like, definitely, like, not considering Manaphy or considering, like, doing RNG abuse for Manaphy or something, I would look into doing Ace first and see if that's something you would want to do. Because I think he had it set, too, to, like, immediately hatch the eggs as well, so you don't even have to, like, hatch the eggs. It's almost like a regular soft reset hunt. But that's what I'd recommend if you don't want to hunt Manaphy, but also, like, want to get a legal one. Just do it on break now or while playing Let's Go, so it's not so painful. Yeah, it's good when you're doing, like, a long hunt to have something else going on. Like, example, this stupid Distortion thing. Distortions take so freaking long to show up, and it's like, if I, like, wasn't hunting for something else, dude, I'd just be sitting here doing nothing on my Switch, like, waiting for a Distortion to show up. So it's, like, good to have something else going on. Celebi is the only one from Crystal you're grabbing? Yeah. Yeah, Celebi's one of the easier ones. Like, Mew is one of the easier ones, despite me taking forever for it. Celebi's one of the easier ones. So, like, I definitely plan to do Celebi relatively soon. And then Poipole and Type Null are just reset hunts. So those are, like, the easy ones out of, like, the really, like, you might not get later on kind of deal Pokemon. Ones like Patrat, Pansear, Pansage, Panpour, Furfrou, Spinda. Those ones, like, are very likely to just show up in later games. Like, those ones aren't ones you should really worry about. The issue with Poipole and Type Null is that they have shown up in later games, but they've been shiny locked in said later games. And then, like, same with, like, Mew and, like, all the Mythicals. Like, I just don't see them doing huntable Mythicals in the future. Are there any videos on this? The whole Ace thing looks very daunting. I don't know. I haven't asked Absol about it because it's not something I plan to do. Oh, and Deoxys is a bit slower, but still easy. Yeah, if you can do Deoxys in Fire Red, Leaf Green, it's pretty easy. In Ruby, or sorry, not Ruby Sapphire. In Emerald, it's kind of annoying. I forgot about Deoxys. The issue with Deoxys is that if you want, like, a full shiny living dex, you need 4 of them. That's, like, the difficult thing about Deoxys. You managed to get an Italian Ditto and Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon before the server shut down. Nice. Lucky for me that these 2 copies of Emerald are, they're Spanish copies, so if I just catch Ditto in these copies and send them up, they're Masuda Method Dittos. So I have access to unlimited Masuda Method Dittos. You're using the bike to get the running pattern every time. That's genius. Should have done that. It's something I want to say. It was like who did I see do this first? It was either it might have been either like Your Fried Bread or like the Underdog 2020. I could be completely wrong on that. But there was someone I saw like a while ago hunt shiny Mew, and they did this, and I was like, wait, that's crazy. And it's like not a well-known method. Because it's by far the easiest one. It takes a little bit of muscle memory to get like used to it, but it's so much faster than the like run up. Like, not only that is like you can multi-hunt because you don't have to hold B. With the running method, you have to hold B, and I can't really effectively do that on 2 systems. And you have to, like, essentially do the same path, but then you have to, like, walk into the grass a little bit, and it's just slower and a little harder to do with 2 systems. So yeah, it's really simple. It's hard. It's kind of hard to explain, but visually I can show off how it works. Essentially, you just have to ride your bike, because it's like specific. Like, you can't just, like, do the path and, like, get it. You have to specifically, like, you have to start from this left side every time. You have to go up until you hit the grass, collide with the grass. Like, you get, like, a little, like, when you hit the grass, and then you go right up and then hit A. But when you go right up immediately, as long as you, like, stop moving, like, if you don't keep moving, the Mew will stay there, and then there's not, like, you don't have to, like, be fast hitting it. But yeah, and then the flower, like, lines up. Like, you line up with the flower, so that makes that easy. See, like, I missed hitting A on that one, but the Mew just stays there, because I wasn't, like, continuing, like, holding up. You get shiny Mew after 10 resets. I'm assuming you're lying. Because not only can you not reset Mew in this game, unless you like RNG abuse it or have an early shiny frame, which I doubt you probably know what that even means. But unless you did it in like red blue, which would still be crazy. I mean, there's people who've gotten some pretty quick shinies. You're going to shiny out Ho-Oh in Pokemon Sword. Nice, good luck. I'm not a fan of the Dynamax adventures, but I salute anyone who does them because they are very tedious. Such a good stretch. Sadly, you already got Mew, so you won't be utilizing it. I wish it didn't take me 12,000 to get Mew. It's been a while since I've had like an under odds hunt. If we're including the 1 in 40 96s, it was like January when I got the Sizzlipede and Vulpix. Before that, what did I get like my Meowth in? The Meowth might have been over odds. There was a couple phases in that set of hunts I did that were under odds though. So it had to have been like November, December when I got my last like under odds 1 in 8192. And for those who are wondering, Bidoof's already over odds. Bidoof's 9,500. You hate DAs too. That's why you did all the legendaries and Ultra Sun Moon to cut down on the list of DA hunts. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon are probably the best games to shiny hunt legendaries in because the resets are not that slow. And you have access to Shiny Charm. And they're just reset hunts. Like, I don't think people realize the value of, like, simple hunts. Like, encounter rate's more important than shiny rate. 1 in 1365, heck, even 1 in 4096 resets in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon are probably gonna be less time consuming on average than Shiny Charm DAs. It's one of the reasons I don't like DAs. It seems, to me, it's a very Pokemon Go-esque thing, where it's like, oh, the encounter rate's low, so we'll raise the shiny rate. I'm just not a fan of that. Like, just let me reset for legendaries. Like, Pokemon Go will, like, make, like, a boosted odds shiny for, like, a week, and it'll be, like, raids only. And it's just like, well, I'm just never gonna get this, even if I try. Ultra Moon is so good, yeah. I want to do like a DTQ for Ultra Moon. There's so many like cool hunts to do. So many cool and like simple hunts. It's what I like about like Sword and Shield. Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and like Sword and Shield, they just have like a variety of ways to find shinies, which like keeps them fresh. Like, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon is like, yeah, you can reset for a starter, that's tedious, whatever. You can do random encounters, that can be tedious, but then it's like, then there's like ambush encounters, there's SOS. If you're like really feeling it, you can do like Pokepelago shiny hunting, like that's very interesting. Like, I just think about like the Crabrawler Runaways, like that's such a cool and simple hunt that like most people could just do. Like the Wimpod resets, like any ambush encounter reset. Like, those are so cool. There's really cool shinies in that, too. And it's like Sword and Shield. Like, Sword and Shield, there's just so many different ways to find shinies in Sword and Shield. It keeps it fresh. Keeps you coming back. What's up, Noe? Welcome in. Then you also can have your focus elsewhere while SRing. DAs demand too much focus. Yeah, that's another thing. That's why I don't like overworld shiny. Well, okay, that's one of the many reasons why I don't like overworld shinies. Like, a game like Scarlet and Violet, and even to an extent Legends Arceus, you gotta, like, really be locked in if you want to, like, not miss shinies. And that can get old. That can get, like, just annoying. It can be annoying. DAs, it's like, yeah, you gotta focus on, like, doing battles the whole time. That can get old. Like, random encounters or resets, you're just chilling. Like, you don't even have to look at your screen. As long as you have sounds on. If you don't have sounds on, you gotta make sure you're looking at your screen every encounter. But you don't have to always be looking at your screen, because when you're, like, going to do the reset or going to do the, encounter, like, you don't have to be looking. You just gotta see if the Pokemon's a different color. Have I done the Island Scan Hunt? Yeah, I've done all 3 of the Kanto starters. I have them all on my YouTube channel. Part of my Kanto Shiny Living Dex. I got all 3 Kanto starters in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and a Psyduck. I also did the Partner Cat Pikachu. What other Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon hunts have I done that were full odds? I have a playlist. I have a playlist of, like if those who don't know, like, on my YouTube, I separate my shiny hunts by, like, generation in playlists. So you go to, like, Gen 7 shiny hunting. There are methods, too. So I did a lot of methods before. Gen 7, here it is. So I failed the Partner Cat. Oh, that might actually be it. Oh, I did the Alolan Executor. That was my most recent one. But I did the Partner Cat Pikachu, failed it, reclaimed it. Then I did Island Scan Bulbasaur, Charmander, got a random Psyduck while hunting for Squirtle. Then I got Squirtle, and then I got the Alolan Executor reset. That's my extent. Plus, I've done some SOS and Masuda Method. That's, like, my extent of Gen 7 shiny hunting. Partner Cat Pikachu are a bunch of grails to have. You mean just like a trophy shiny? It's one of my favorite shinies I have. I pray one day they'll actually give it a shiny model, but I don't think they will. I think they would have by now if they were planning on doing it. But it's so... it's like, I understand they don't want to, like, admit they made a mistake and give it a shiny model, but at the same time, they keep allowing it. Like, it's a legal Pokemon. They acknowledge it with the fact that it's legal. And it's like, I feel like they would have more of an issue having a non-shiny Pikachu act like a shiny, you know? Than just having it look like a shiny. Use your tutorial for getting the GS Ball event. Very helpful content. Nice. Yeah, that's one of the easier ones, but I just, like, made that video just to, like, get it out there and, like, be consistent. I was thinking about doing, like, an Arceus tutorial, but I feel like I'm so late to that, because I probably, like, you have to, like, set up that hunt if you want to, like, show people how to do it. And I'm not really ready to hunt Arceus just yet. I love waiting, like, 20 minutes for Thunderstorm. It's crazy. But yeah, it would have been so cool if they gave the Partner Cat Pikachu a shiny model. And, like, Sprite and Home, that would be cool too. If you want to continue the series, an Arceus tutorial would be nice. I just don't know when I would, like, get to that. I guess I don't have to... I guess I have it set up. I have, like, this... I mean, this save file is complete, so I can just load up Shining Pearl and then record that. And then I could just, like, soft reset over me getting the event item. How do you get the event item? Do you just go to Spear Pillar with the completed save file, and then it gives it to you? Or is it, like, just injected in your bag, like, already, if you have the completed save file? Or do you have to go to, like, a delivery man or something? Oh, maybe you have to hit... Do you have to hit Mystery Gift or something? I don't know. I don't know how it works. I've never, like, actually looked into it. But I do want to hunt that someday. I love the idea of being able to shiny hunt mythicals. It's such a shame that we went from, like, BDSP to, like, literally everything after has been shiny locked. Like, I feel like they should be looking at BDSP and being like, wow, people actually enjoy, like, hunting in these games and, like, getting these unique shinies. We should maybe, like, allow that more. Like, I feel like BDSP for a lot of people is gonna get more playtime than, like, Scarlet and Violet. Scarlet and Violet, every shiny hunt is super easy, and then the things that would, like, be, like, regular shiny hunts are just locked. And then it's, like... You're gonna get more time doing soft resets for all the legendaries in BDSP, as opposed to getting really fast sandwich shinies and then not being able to hunt any of the legendaries in Scarlet and Violet. I'm very curious to see how it goes, though, because, like, I have never seen so much backlash on them shiny locking all the legendaries in the DLC. I've never seen that happen before. There were Pokemon, the official Pokemon Twitter was tweeting out, like, just, like, showing, they were kind of, like, advertising, like, oh, you can encounter these legendaries in Indigo Disc. And they'd be like, oh, look, you can encounter the Kanto birds, or, like, Lugia and Ho-Oh, and they, like, keep doing those tweets. Nearly every single reply to all of those tweets was some sort of negative comment about the fact that they're shiny locked. Like I want to say at least 70 to like 80% of the replies had to do with people being annoyed that they were shiny locked. And I really, like, I mean, like, on one hand, it's like, it's the social media account, like, but on the other hand, it is feedback. So it's like, who knows? I've never seen it that bad, though. The items in the bedroom. Oh, interesting. Like, just in your house in Twin Leaf Town? It's interesting. What's up, King Totodile? You got a random encounter Purloin in white too? No way. That's awesome. You're asking, like, how long it took? And then you just get one. Can understand the starters in Scarlet and Violet because they have cutscenes. Yeah, but, like, even Pokemon with cutscenes, there's no reason to shiny lock them. The starters in Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon had cutscenes, and you could still hunt them. It's your first random encounter in Gen 5 and only happened within 8 minutes. That's crazy. That's like fast even for a shiny charm. Yeah, I've never done random encounters. Did you do the dark grass? The dark grass is like really good because you get double encounters sometimes. Like half the time you get double encounters. I definitely want to do some dark grass hunts at some point. Like I played through Black and White 4 times in order to do my living dex thing, and it's just like I do want to like do some hunts in that game. There could be like some easy like hunts to do. There's too many Pokemon to shiny hunt, man. Wait, did I not? I thought for a second I thought I saw a Distortion. Maybe Game Freak was like, you know, let's enjoy. Enjoy. Wait, why would they enjoy it? I feel like they wouldn't. I feel like no matter what, they're like annoyed by it. They're like annoyed that the fact that they like let it slip by like that, but they can't like punish people for that, and they just have to deal with it. But like, I can't imagine they would. They like the idea of it being like not looking shiny. So it's still like a weird thing to me that it's like doesn't have a model. Do you think Game Freak cares about the negative comments? Yes, I do. Every company should care about negative comments. I mean, like, Scarlet and Violet was one of the, like, lowest rated Pokemon games in, like, a while. I think they're listening to that. What are they gonna do about it? I'm not sure. For me, I would like if they literally just did nothing like Scarlet and Violet for the next game, but that's gonna be hard to do. That's gonna be... I don't think that's happening. You sure you got a shiny Swinub and Crystal? I think you did last stream I had. Was it like last week when you got it? 5 encounters per minute. That's not bad at all. You feel like shiny locking is just a way to push Pogo the paywall brings with the monetizing coupons? Yeah, I didn't believe that at first, but I feel like most people, that's kind of the consensus, and I'm kind of agreeing with it now. It is very wild. Like you look at Pokemon Go, and you can literally hunt for shiny shadow legendaries in raids in Pokemon Go, when you can't even hunt the regular shiny legendaries in Scarlet and Violet. And then on top of that, it's like the mythicals. Like, they shiny lock every single mythical, but in Pokemon Go, you gotta pay, like, $5 for it. The issue I have with that, like, I wouldn't have that much of an issue with it, outside of the fact that I don't think they realize that there's so many people like myself who like to keep Pokemon Go separate. Now, if there was an option to get multiple of those shiny mythicals, it'd be a little different. But it's like annoying where it's like I get one shiny Shaman. Let's say you can't hunt shiny Shaman in like BDSP or anything, but it's like if I wanted a shiny Shaman, I would have to send up my one and only from Pokemon Go, but it's like I want it in Pokemon Go, and I don't think they realize that there's a lot of people like that. Like, it's not like once they do it, like at some point they're probably gonna do shiny Victini in Pokemon Go. It'll be the only way to get shiny Victini. It's like, how many people are willing to send up their one and only shiny Victini from Go into mainline games? So, like, if they want it, like, I don't know. It's just... I would, if I'm being completely honest, I would prefer a paid way to be able to hunt the shiny mythicals in mainline. Like, let's say it's like a DLC, except... let's pretend we live in, like, a perfect world. And, Scarlet and Violet's DLC came out, and all of the new legendaries and returning legendaries were huntable. That would be, in my opinion, the best of both worlds, because that's Game Freak's way of monetizing the shiny legendaries and mythicals. And for us, it's like we can hunt them in the mainline games and not have to resort to Go. Like, I just think it's lame having to resort to Go for, like, shiny mythicals that you only get one of. Like, I'd rather, because in my opinion, the DLC for Scarlet and Violet was one of the biggest scams ever. Like, I feel like I got severely scammed buying that DLC. I wouldn't have. I would have thought it was a great DLC if we were able to hunt the legendaries. And that would have been, like, fine. Like, I'd be fine paying for DLC that introduces legendaries and mythicals that you can actually hunt. Like, I'd be okay with that. Problem is, they should care about negative comments, but they just don't care unless there's a big enough backlash. I think there has been more of a big enough backlash nowadays. I feel like there hasn't been until probably Scarlet and Violet. Because, they were getting praised for Legends Arceus. Scarlet and Violet, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was more negative than positive in Scarlet and Violet by, like, quite a bit amount. Because, like, let's be real. Like, I have my hatred for Scarlet and Violet, whatever. But at the end of the day, It is completely unacceptable that the game does not run properly and has never been fixed. That is completely unacceptable. No matter how the gameplay is that I hate, no matter about the shiny hunting, whatever, it is still completely unacceptable that it is an extremely rare occurrence to hit, like, even close to 30 FPS in that game. That's unacceptable. And most critics and casual fans, that's what they're going to care about the most. They're not going to care about the overall gameplay and shiny hunting and whatnot. Oh, you got it about a month ago? I think you told me about it last week, though. I, like, vaguely remember a shiny Swinub in Crystal. Such an interesting shiny in those games. It's like a darker blue color. DLC idea is very good. It's not even like an idea. It's just how it should be. Like, we shouldn't be paying for a $35 DLC when all of the returning legendaries are locked. If you're paying to have access to certain Pokemon, they should be huntable. You got a shiny Turtwig from Diamond in 330 resets. You couldn't believe how fast you got it. Now you're hunting Flood Starly. Nice. Are you hunting on the same route I am? For Starly? Because I'm hunting for Bidoof. And word of advice, Bidoof, you said Diamond. Yeah, Bidoof is more common at night. When during the day, Starly and Bidoof are 50-50. So I guess if you're hunting, if you want specifically Starly, then just make sure it never turns to nighttime. Which is essentially like 8 p.m. till like 10 a.m. or something. Still pissed they haven't fixed Spinda's coding and Ilka's BDSP. Yeah, that's another like completely unacceptable thing. Like, imagine all the casual fans that like play BDSP or something. Like think of like 10-year-old Timmy that's like got his BDSP and then he like convinced his parents to like give him a subscription to Home so he could like move his Pokemon around and like collect all the Pokemon in it. And he finally catches his first Spinda, or maybe even like finds a Swarm and does Pokeradar for it and gets a shiny one. And then it's just stuck there forever. Like, how do you explain that to a kid? Like, sorry, the developers are stupid and they can't fix bugs that are actually kind of a big deal. It's an issue. It's a big issue. It's a sad issue. When I feel like, as a consumer, I have to apologize to other consumers for the company being terrible. I feel like that for Niantic all the time. Like, when, like, my cousin... I remember, like, my cousin got into Pokemon Go, and he's, like, asking me, like, all these, like, questions. Like, oh, is Venusaur a good Pokemon? It's like, well, it is, but only if it gets Frenzy Plants, and that's a move you can't get for it, and you haven't been able to get it for, like, years now. And then it's like, sorry, the developers are stupid, and that's what they do. Like, it's almost, like, embarrassing to, like, tell someone something like that. That's, like, just... like, it's like embarrassing. Like, if someone like, hey, why can't I send my Spinda into Home? It's like embarrassing having to explain that on behalf of a company that makes billions of dollars, like trillions of dollars. That's when it's like really bad. Completely unacceptable that they didn't fix it. And apparently it's like a super easy fix too. Apparently the reason the Spinda thing doesn't work is because the pattern algorithm is, like, inverted in BDSP. One, I don't understand why it doesn't just update the sprite and then go back. Like, update the Spinda and then revert it when you send it. Like, that could have been a solution. The other solution could have been to just uninvert the algorithm. Yeah, it's wild that they didn't fix that. Got your shiny Chikorita and Heart Gold after about 70 soft resets. Nice. That's definitely a hunt I want to do. Very cool hunt. Very, that's gotta be the, like, the quintessential entry-level 1-in-8-192 shiny hunt. That and the Abra from the Game Corner in Leaf Green. Or Fire Red, but Leaf Green's better for that. Why is Darkrai timed event in BDSP bars is not? That's another thing. It's like, I had to, that was another thing I had to, like, embarrassingly explain to my cousin. Because he grabbed, like, the Shaman event, but, like, missed out on the Darkrai event. And I had to, like, explain to him that it's just never going to be available again. Same route, you're at 2K. Random encounters, thanks for the save, you'll swap the time, yeah. I personally want it to be nighttime because I want Bidoof, but yeah, if you're going for Starly, you definitely want to not lose 10% of Starly. Chris P. Bacon, thank you for the follow. Thank you for putting a smile on Thanos' face. I do appreciate it. How's it going? Dude, at one point, we're going to get a shiny Mew, and it's going to be great. Slow Distortion now? Yeah, that's part of the reason is because we waited like 20 minutes and then got a thunderstorm, so... But hey, Slow Distortions just means more Mew encounters. Doing pretty good, that's good. I need to get, like, a shiny this week. Whether it's Bidoof... I would prefer if it wasn't Bidoof, actually. I definitely want it to be, like, Mew or the Dratini I'm going for in Diamond and Platinum. Just feel like it's been so long since I've completed a shiny hunt. It's been terrible. How far am I in on that hunt? I'm 6,000 in on Dratini, so it's, like, very unlikely I get it under odds at this point. That's just how it is. We're going like 5 hunts in a row over odds. Why me? I just hope they don't go like 20k. Like, over odds is fine. If I go like 10k, the Mew's kind of already past its prime. Like, usually, like, I would consider under 12k to be fine. But I feel like I've been going over 12k way too often. Not even 12k, but like over 20k and 30k way too often. I just need to like pop off with shiny soon. I'm so curious if, like, I'm gonna notice the Mew right away going across the screen. I genuinely don't really know what it looks like going across the screen when it's shiny. I definitely don't think I'm gonna notice Bidoof or Starly going across the screen until they, like, show up all the way. You still have the Mewtwo raid save so you can mark the Mew? No, I do not, unfortunately. They just kept shoving better events down our throats. And I just wasn't willing to, like, play through a 6th save file of, like, Scarlet and Violet. Or 5th or something. I forget how many times I played through. I think I have 4 save files. I wasn't willing to play through a 5th save file just to like keep the event. I'm just hoping they'll bring it back. I think at some point they'll bring it back. It's a very unique event. Events like that they do typically bring back. What do you think of voice acting in Pokemon? I think voice acting is necessary. Like, I think we need it. I think part of the reason I, like, hated playing through Scarlet and Violet... I didn't hate playing through Scarlet and Violet, but, like, in terms of, like, additional playthroughs... and this isn't just Scarlet and Violet. This has been an issue with, like, every modern Pokemon game. Like, I thought it was, like, the biggest issue I had with Legends Arceus. And, like, it's an issue with, like, literally anything since, like, Sun and Moon. But, it's, like, there's... They need to have options to just completely remove dialogue. Like, if you're doing a second playthrough, you should have an option to just, like, no, like, because there's options to get rid of cutscenes, but it's always, like, the good, like, fully rendered cutscenes that get, like, removed. But you still have to button mash through all that terrible dialogue, and it's, like, it doesn't matter what they're saying. You don't need to know what they're talking about, because you will, like, you still know what's going on, roughly. Like, a lot of it is super unnecessary, and it's like, I think a big thing they could do is just add voice acting to those, and it would make them, like, a little more bearable. Also, it was wild to me that, like, nearly every trailer of Scarlet and Violet had voice acting, but then they just don't have it in the game. Like, that just didn't make any sense. It was like false advertising, almost. Takes like 8 hours to beat Ultrasounds for Moon. 50% of it are cutscenes. Yeah, it's like, it's ridiculous. The biggest like example about like the dialogue that's like an issue that I always bring up is when I played through Platinum again for my my full Living Dex challenge for Gen 4, because I had to play through it to get some of like the mythicals and legendaries and stuff. There is only one gym that you battle out of the entire 8 gyms where after you beat the gym, you are forced into dialogue. And it is Veilstone Gym. Once you beat Veilstone Gym, Dawn or Lucas, depending on who you picked as your character, talks to you, asking you for help at the Galactic warehouse because Team Galactic stole their Pokedex and you have to help them get it back. And it's literally like a 2-second dialogue thing. Them being like, hey, meet me in front of this warehouse right here to help me get my Pokedex back. And that's literally it. Scarlet and Violet, I don't even think there's one gym that there isn't unnecessary. And it's not even like that was like necessary dialogue. That was them telling you, you need to go to this place and not just continue on to the next town. Every single gym you fight in Scarlet and Violet, you either have Nimona talk to you, or you have some random teacher talk to you, or some member of the Elite Four talk to you, or Jacques talk to you. Or it's like the only good one was Jacques because he gives you the lucky egg. But like, it's like every single time you're meeting some new Elite Four team member every single time, and it's like, who cares? Like, part of the cool thing about the Elite Four is that you don't know who they are. And it's, like, mysterious. You're fighting these, like, powerful trainers that you have no idea who they are, but they, like, literally tell you everything about them every single gym battle you fight. And it's just, like... like, you don't need to know who they are. You don't need to know what's going on with, like, your gym challenge. You can tell what's going on. You've beaten the gyms. It's so unnecessary. It's so time-consuming, and there's no way to skip it. Another, like, great thing about, like, when I say, like, they need to be able to skip all dialogue and not just cutscenes, is that, like, you turn on skip movies in Scarlet and Violet, and it skips, sweet, another thunderstorm after, like, 30 minutes of waiting. You, like, wait, you skip, if you, turn on skip movies, you skip the emotional roller coaster that is Arvin and his Mabostiff. But it still shoves down that unnecessary exposition every time you defeat a Team Star member. That's like a flashback. That's so awful. And there's no voice acting in it. It's awful. When do you think their next old mythical release will be? Are we talking about Pokemon Go or mainline? I think mainline. If they don't do something in Scarlet and Violet, because a lot of times they just like randomly throw in like a mythical as like an event. Because I did that for Sword and Shield. I think Sword and Shield randomly you could get like either Marshadow or Victini or something like that in Sword and Shield. If they don't do something like that in Scarlet and Violet, then I guarantee all of the Gen 6 mythicals will be available in Legends ZA. Hey, what's up, Halogens? Welcome in. I see the message about the Chikorita. Yeah, I congratulated you for that. I said it was a hunt that I definitely want to do. I said it's like the quintessential like beginner 1-in-8-192 shiny hunt. It's like a really cool hunt to do. Never really play games. You do so to experience the story, but some of the scenes are so slow. Exactly. You feel like all cutscenes should be skippable, but at least we need a new game plus. Yeah, like just have it be like different on a playthrough, on like a second playthrough. Like have the Switch recognize like, hey, it seems you've completed this game at one point. Do you want to be able to skip cutscenes? It's like, sure. Yeah, I don't play through Pokemon games for the story. The enjoyment I have playing through Pokemon games is, like, when it's, like, a new generation or, like, a new game, like Legends Arceus or something, and it's, like, experiencing, like, what you can catch and, like, finding the new Pokemon and stuff like that. That's, like, the enjoyment I get. So I never really enjoy playing through a Pokemon game, like, an additional time. It's not, like, a new thing for Scarlet and Violet or, like, anything else. Like, I've never really enjoyed replaying Pokemon games. Because to me, it's just I try to get through them to, like, set up a shiny hunt. Next Alolan Marowak encounter. Where are you getting Alolan? What game are you hunting Alolan Marowak in? Is this like, this ain't like Scarlet and Violet, is it? I don't think you can get Alolan Marowak in Scarlet and Violet, right? Because I don't think you can encounter Alolan Marowak in the Alola games. I think the only game you can encounter Alolan Marowak in is Let's Go via the trading. If only Rico was introduced as an Elite Four member, then everyone else introduced once you're there, I would have been like, wait, why is that toddler an Elite Four member? Larry? Yeah, like, it would have been exciting, but they, like, tell you everything. Like, that's the thing. Like, they could, like, show you, like, one of them. Like, show you Rika at the beginning. Because she'll be like, oh, yeah, I run the, like, test at the Elite Four or whatever. Like, kind of hint towards that she's an Elite Four member. But then it's like, yeah, it's like, I'm pretty sure you meet every Elite Four member just after you battle the gyms. And it's just like, why? Like, in like Platinum or Diamond and Pearl, for example, you meet Flint because he's friends with Volkner. And he, like, needs your help making Volkner not depressed. He's the only one you meet, and he's also, like, the third Elite Four member, so you don't even see him right away. Everyone else is, like, you don't know who they are. So it's kind of, like, cool when you experience them for the first time. I don't know. I think like Scarlet and Violet, they handled the Arven story really well, and they handled the end game like really well with Area Zero. Like, those were really cool stories to experience in Scarlet and Violet. The gym challenge was just it was such a chore for something that we get in every other Pokemon game that we should be used to. It was such a chore. And then Team Star was, like, really only interesting at the end when you're fighting Penny. And even then, it wasn't, like, that interesting. Like, Team Star was just, like, annoying. And even, like, doing, like, when I replayed Scarlet and Violet, like, you have to beat all the Team Star members, but it was so annoying, too, because you don't get any experience for it, and it's, like, not even a fun thing to do. You're doing the T-Smash hunt right now. You're at 1850. What's a good number to chain Synesty before you should reset? You encounter 2 before resetting, but you're comfortable going 4. My recommendation is just go until a Synesty does not spawn. Because you very well could be getting all authentics. There is a chance you get phonies, but even at that point, it's like, if you phase, like, odds are you phase one time, and then you'll get the authentic. Just literally, like, go until it's not a Synesty that spawns in. Don't worry about, like, the fact that it might be a phony after. You can encounter a little Marowak in the old games? Where? I don't remember that. Oh, but they're talking about Dynamax Ventures. I see. If you have Let's Go, that's probably a more effective way to hunt Marowak than trying to find them on DAs. You got some bad news. You just got scammed an hour ago. What'd you get scammed with? I think I messed that up. Yeah, I did. That's why you gotta use both hands for this. I feel like my game's kind of at an angle. Or like my camera. Thing is, it's so slight that I feel like it's gonna be really hard to make this straight. I definitely made that worse, but that wasn't because of what I turned. Like, my tripod just kind of moved a little bit. That's better. Right, that's better. Did you encounter on Mount Lanakila? Why did I never know about this? Oh, is it, you say Ultra Sun? Did I just disconnect? What just happened? I didn't disconnect. What? Did you guys hear that noise? Was that like a random notification at a weird time? Oh, wouldn't have your OT and Let's Go, yeah. Oh, it's Ultra Sun only. That might be why. I usually main Ultra Moon. Am I crazy? Like, it sounded... I got that, like, weird notification thing. And that's, like, what happens when I disconnect from OBS. Which is very strange. And there's no notification that showed up. That was very weird. It was right when I hit New Tab. It just, like, went... I don't know. Evolve, okay, right. Trade Cantonian form, evolve Cubone Alolan form, evolve Cubone in Ultra Space, Cantonian form, evolve Cubone, received from Samsung Oak at Hiahia Beach, totem size. Evolve Cubone in Ultra Space. No, you can't encounter Alolan Marowak in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. You can only get the totem one from Oak. In Ultra Sun. So you guys are lying to me. You enjoyed the story behind Team Star. You just wish they went about it in a different way because Clavel just forgives them with their actions without proper repercussions, and he practically jokes about the appalled feelings towards them. I just think the whole thing was, like, kind of boring. Been more powerful if each Team Star member hated you after beating them. It was weird that, like, you defeat them and, like, shut down their operation and they're just like, yeah, we're cool. Last week you got a message saying your package was damaged and needed rescheduling, and because you were waiting for something and it was a heat wave, you complied to the text. And so just now, transactions go through the company in France, but your bank's fraud team picked up and extremely quickly stopped it. Now you have no card and you gotta wait for a new one to come in. But you didn't get, like... You didn't, like, lose anything besides a card. I've had that happen to me before. It's annoying, but it's not like you lost your, like, social security number or something. Like, it could have been worse. But it's good that it, like, it got picked up and you're fine. I had that happen before. I was, like, setting up a new card. This was actually so wild. No, there was one time where I just got, like, a blip where, like, someone used my card, but then I just got refunded, and I got, like, an email, and it was like, your card has been canceled because we noticed a transaction in, like, a completely different state, and I was like, oh, okay, and they, like, you know, they refunded me, it was fine. But, I had to, like, get a new card set up, which was annoying. I almost got scammed, but I, like, kind of caught on. So when I was, like, calling to set up the card, like, you get the card, and you, like, call to set it up to, like, put a PIN number in, and they're like, all right, we're gonna transfer you to this person, because you, like, it's like a robot voice, and you're just like, if you need to do this, hit 1. If you need to do this, hit 2. So, like, you hit, like, the right number, and it's like, we are transferring you to a representative to set this up. And it's like, it's going. And it was taking kind of a while. And then, and I hate, this is like kind of racial profiling, but it was necessary. An Indian guy answered it. And he's like asking me all these questions. He's like, so like, when's your birthday? What's your name? And I'm just like, what? I'm like, I'm setting up my card. And I was like, I hate to like stereotype, but I think this guy's a scammer from India. And I hung up. I was like kind of, I like called my mom. I was like, okay, I gave them my name. And my mom was like, you should be fine if you didn't give them like any other personal information. I'm like, no, I just gave them my name. And then I was like, wait, this is kind of weird. I called the same number to like do the card setup. And then I got like some woman, and she's like, I was like asking her, I was like, so I just got called. I'm like, do you ask for like information? And she's like, no, we don't do that. I'm like, that's really weird. So like what happened essentially is while I was like getting transferred to like the person who helped set up the card, some other thing like intercepted my call. And that's like what happened. Because I called the exact same number and did the exact same steps. And then I got like with someone else who like wasn't asking all this information. And I was like, that would have been so bad if I like didn't think bad thoughts. But it was fine, but it was just weird. And I'm just like, that's so weird that like you can literally be calling like a bank and then like randomly get in some like scam call. That was so weird. We don't have social security numbers in the UK. I was kind of wondering about that. Social security numbers are kind of really stupid. Like, I get why we have them, but they're kind of really stupid. It's like if literally anyone else knows what they are, your life's like over. Like, for no reason. That's kind of an exaggeration, but it's like kind of a really big deal if someone knows what your number is. You got your second shiny Butterfree, nice. Yeah, like, I'm great at noticing scams either, but I, like, felt bad because I was like, alright. I know I'm, like, racially profiling because this guy's Indian, but I'm getting bad vibes from this. And I ended up being right. You got scammed in New Jersey. It's illegal for you to pump your own gas, so you gave your card to an attendant who stole your credit card info. That can't be real, right? There's no way it's illegal to... I feel like I would have known about that. It's illegal to pump your own gas? Why? Are people that bad at pumping gas in New Jersey that they have to, like, have laws around it? Use IDs, but it's not that useful to use against you. Yeah, like, IDs make sense. Do you live in New Jersey, or were you, like, visiting New Jersey? Jaden, thank you for the shiny luck. You were visiting for a funeral. Oh, interesting. I was gonna say, I'm like, what? How does that normally work? I would assume you probably, like, put your card in yourself, and then they just, like, handle the pump, I guess. That's such a wild law. Like, I understand people are stupid, but, like, I guess in New Jersey, and sorry to anyone who lives in New Jersey, but I guess apparently people are that dumb that they have to make a law around it. That's wild to me. Like, that just means it, like, bad things happen while pumping your own gas often enough in New Jersey that they had to make a law around it. That's wild. Good job, you topped up your gas for your car tomorrow, otherwise you'd be screwed. Yeah, we don't have any, like, weird gas laws here. As far as I'm aware. Sometimes things that you consider normal are, like, weird to other people. Mudkips, thank you for the shiny luck. I need to see what the weather's... I am pretty hot right now. I think it's in the 80s. Shoot, it's 84 degrees. See, if it was, like, in the 70s, I'd open my window and it'd probably feel pretty good, but 80s, it's gonna actually make it feel worse in here. What was my first video game? I think it was Sonic the Hedgehog. I want to say it was Sonic the Hedgehog. That's the oldest game that I recall owning. I know the first video game console we owned was a Sega Genesis. And I know we had Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2. I don't know any other games we had on that system. I only remember playing Sonic the Hedgehog on that system. You looked it up. Apparently there were other states, and it's in place because of fire hazard. Well, yeah, like, I understand that. I understand that, like, gas is flammable. Gasoline is extremely flammable, so if you don't handle, like, the pump with care, that can be a hazard. It's just wild to me that it was such an issue that they had to make a law around it in New Jersey. Because, like, I've seen some pretty poor handlings of gas pumps, but not enough to be like, yeah, we need to ban this and have to have workers pump your gas. Yours was Mario Kart 7? Mario Kart 7? How old are you? Like, 5? Mario Kart 7 came out, what, like 2013 or something? Okay, you would be at least 10 if that was... Are you like 10? There's Mario Kart Wii. That's crazy. I feel so much older now. No, and you're not willing to share your age? Well, then I'm just gonna assume you're 11 years old. So sorry. That's the price you pay. Yours was Toy Story 2 on the PS1. I remember playing Toy Story 2 at, like, our neighbor's house on, like, it might have been the GameCube or the N64 or something. Yeah, it's 27 degrees here in Canada. Wind won't make it better. I wish I just knew off the top of my head how much that is in Fahrenheit. Because I don't. I only know 100 and 0 in Celsius. Fuel is not self-serve here, but it's more for a fear of theft. In America, you have to pay before you can start pumping fuel. Like it won't let you pump until you like put a card in or go to like the little like desk. There's a little area in like the middle that there's like a worker and you can give them cash and they'll like allow you to pump based on how much cash, and then like they'll like program it so that once you like hit that limit of how much you spent, it'll just end. It'll just stop automatically. That's how it works in America. So theft isn't an issue because you literally have to pay before you can even use the pump. $80.6. Well, it's 84 degrees here, so I guess it's warmer here. It's crazy too because literally like a week ago it was like 50 degrees. Or like a week, yeah, like a week ago, pretty much, week and a half-ish. It was like 55 to 60 degrees. Now it's like 84. Like this is the kind of weather we get in like late June, in like July. Not sometimes we get it in May, but if it's in May, it's usually for like a day or two. Trick with Celsius to Fahrenheit is 0 is frozen, 10 is cold, 20 is perfect, 30 is hot, and 40 is excruciating. See, I know that like 0 is freezing, and freezing for Fahrenheit is 32 degrees. So I know that, and I know 100 is boiling. And I think that's what, 212 Fahrenheit? Which obviously no one would survive that. But that's like literally the only ones I know by heart. First time you won against your parents was on Rainbow Road. Was that on Mario Kart Wii? Dude, that was my favorite Rainbow Road. Mario Kart Wii was the best Mario Kart, just so anyway, everyone knows. I haven't played enough of Mario Kart 8 to like appreciate it, but Mario Kart Wii was just like the best. And I was actually good at that Rainbow Road. That was the only Rainbow Road where I'm like, yeah, I'm down to play this. Didn't actually dive into Nintendo games until Mario Galaxy. Yeah, but we were just talking first game, not like Nintendo games. First video game. Like, my first video game wasn't a Nintendo game, it was Sega. Hunting in Dark Cave now, looking for Zubat. It's always funny hearing someone, like, hunt for Zubat. I have never explicitly hunted for Zubat, but I have found almost enough for, like, the whole line plus gender differences. I found duplicates, but I need another female one. Oh, we got this one. I don't like when they're over here. Whoops. Actually, it probably would have been faster if I flew to the island. Oh, it started. Wait. Whoa. I guess I missed it. Alright, well. Guess I'm doing this distortion. I did not notice it said that the distortion started. I thought it said a distortion was forming. How did I miss that? I feel like I check the map so often. Oh well. We really only need it for the Magnemites, so... It's not like we're gonna miss out on those. Audio. That hurt. Yeah, I saw the shards on the ground. I was like, what's going on? I feel like so often we get these like what look to be pretty large Magnemites. And they don't have red eyes. Well, no alpha Magnemite again. Oh, I see. I knew I was gonna get hit by that. Some of them are just unavoidable if you're like trying to do something. Now I gotta like really avoid these Pokemon. I think the items can be in the water over here. Okay, but there aren't any. Oh, is that a shard by this stupid Magneton? And it's gonna kill me. Oh no, it's not. It's like flowers. Okay. I thought I saw something like right there. Dude, it keeps spawning in Vaporeons, but they're never shiny, and it's like that'd be such a good one to get. All right. One of these days, we're gonna get an Alpha Magnemite, and then I'll never come to the coastlands again. You hated Mario Kart Wii because you tried changing up the controller and picked some tricks built in the game, and your brother and sister were adamant you were cheating. Interesting. One thing I don't like about Mario Kart Wii is that if you played on the GameCube controller, which I didn't like, you just had an advantage because you are able to hold the items behind you, like bananas and stuff. You don't have to like use them immediately. When in the Wii remote, you have to use them immediately. So you got an advantage on GameCube, and I hated using the GameCube controller, so I used the Wii remote with the steering wheel. You live in Niagara, so at this point you've memorized both Celsius and Fahrenheit from the tourists and people visiting. Nice. It's the only reason why you hate Mario Kart Wii, because your dad would jokingly say the Chinese were cheating when he played online. What? I forgot about online on Mario Kart. How's the shiny Mew hunt going? Not well. Fahrenheit is based on the human body. 0 is frozen saltwater. 100 is humid body. The guy messed up on the scale and the human became 98.6 average. That just sounds made up. It just doesn't sound true. I'm gonna go through Sun and take your mind off of what happened at Olivia's Kahuna fight. Good luck. Your first video game was technically ABC Mouse. No idea what that is. You're doing a hardcore Nuzlocke for your first playthrough of Heart Gold. Nice, good luck. Any shiny Mew so far? Oh, you're in both YouTube and Twitch. If I had a shiny Mew, I would not be doing this. Like, I can't tell if you guys are joking, but I get asked that like so often, and it's like, if the hunt was going well, you would not be seeing me doing what I'm doing. You started watching your Scarlet and Violet franchise lock. I think you have me confused with someone else. I have no idea what you're talking about. Unless you're misnaming one of the things I've done. Having problems getting Rockruff to evolve into Lycanroc midnight for some reason? It's just gotta be at night. It's at level 29 night and it's not evolving. Isn't it level 30? You'd have to level it up one more time. I'm pretty sure it's level 30. You know if Synchronize affects shiny hunting? It changes their nature. The only time it affects shiny hunting, like the RNG, is in Emerald. So don't use Synchronize in Emerald. It also just doesn't work in games before Emerald, like, at all, so there's no reason to have Synchronize in the front of your party pre-Emerald, and then there's no reason that you shouldn't use it in Emerald. But then Gen 4 and later, then just affects your chances at getting whatever nature the Pokemon has that is using Synchronize. You realize it's a Moon exclusive? No, it's not. It's not a Moon exclusive. I thought it was. You watch my Gen 7 Living Next video? It's not a Moon exclusive. I thought it was. Unless it's just evolving it is exclusive, but I'm pretty sure it's level 30. Just go on like Bulbapedia, do like a quick check. Oh, it's level 25 is when it starts. Oh, I wonder if it is exclusive for the evolutions in Moon and Sun. Evolution data. Rockruff. Rockruff depends on the time as well as ability, which corresponds to Rockruff. Rockruff's ability, K9, Vile Spirit, or Steadfast evolve into midday form, Lycanroc left day, midnight form. In Generation 7, Rockruff only evolves into midday form into Lycanroc in Pokemon Sun and Ultra Sun and Midnight. Oh, so I was kind of right. So you can only evolve it. It's a version exclusive via evolution, but in Vast Pony Canyon, you can catch both of them. Depending, like, I caught both of mine in Ultra Moon. Is this Mew considered legal in home? Yes. If it wasn't, I would not be hunting it. That's just how I am. I don't really care for like going out of my way to shiny hunt illegal Pokemon. I try to do things as legit as possible. Original papers suggest the lower defining point.
Put a smile on my face.
Pad, thank you for the follow. Thank you for putting a smile on Thanos' face. I do appreciate it. Are you still telling me about how Fahrenheit works? I don't know if I care enough. Not to be disrespectful, but I'm gonna read that, acknowledge it, and then completely forget about it in like 10 seconds. So. That is weird that they're exclusive via evolution. That must be why I thought they were exclusive before, just in general. But I mean, like, I think Solgaleo and Lunala are also exclusives via evolution in Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. How old am I? I'm 26, and I've been playing Pokemon. I was probably like 8 years old. Well, I've been playing Pokemon. I've had Pokemon games since like I can remember. Like like, well, as far as I can remember, I've had like Pokemon games. But when I was like super into like the mainline games and whatnot, I was probably like 8 years old. And then when I was like 12 years old, I kind of got out of it. And then I got back into it when I was 17. And I have not left since. What's up, Grim Foxy? Welcome in. Just saying that we don't making it up. Okay, that's fine. I believe you. But yeah, I'm not gonna remember like any of that info. Did you get the Mew event in an English copy? No idea. I have no idea how you get a Mew event on an English copy. I think there is a way, I just don't know what it is. Grim, you got a shiny? Congrats. What shiny did you get? You've been playing Pokemon since you were 11 when they first came out? Wait. You were 11 years old when Pokemon first came out? Wow, that's crazy. I was, either I didn't exist, or I was just barely existing when Pokemon came out. What's up, Tanuki? Welcome in. Yeah, shiny Mew. Oh, wait, I got a raid. Wait, you guys raided me and it didn't notify. What the heck? Well, thank you for the raid. Tanuki. Oh my gosh. I apologize for not even acknowledging that. It didn't show up for some reason. That's really weird. Well, thank you for the raid. Welcome in, everyone. And shout out to Tanuki. Anyone who is in the Twitch chat, make sure you click on Tanuki's name and give him a follow. Yeah, that's really weird. I have a notification. Let me check to see if that's active. I messed with it before, but it should be fine. But thank you for the raid, and welcome everyone in from the raid. My name is Dominator. I do lots of full odd shiny hunting and different challenges. Okay, let's see if this is working. See that they changed the alert box. Let's go to raids. Is it active? It is enabled. Let me test it. Can I test it? How do I test it? Oh my gosh, they changed everything about this and it's awful now. I even got an email where they're like, we made it easier. It's like, no, you guys didn't. Oh, here's the test. Okay, test is right here. Wait, maybe it went and I didn't hear it. Is it? No way it's that quiet now. I didn't hear that at all. I'm gonna turn it up, guys, because I can't hear. I turned it down last time. Did it go through and I just didn't hear it? I wonder if they changed the way the volume is on these. I'm gonna bring it up to 50. Guys, you gotta let me know how this sounds. Okay, I can hear that now. Is that too loud? I hope it's not, because I won't be able to hear it. Let's test to follow.
This does put a smile
that seems
on
like
my
a
face.
similar volume to that, right? Too loud? No way, man. How's the follow notification? There's no way the follow notification is not too loud when the raid one is, because they're like, from what I can hear, it's the same. This one could be a bit on the loud side. This one literally sounds quieter than the rest.
This does put a smile on my face.
Guys, this is actually an issue because there's no way I'm going to be able to notice these raids and stuff if it's too loud, for you guys and I can't hear it. Dude, they messed something up on this because we did this test before, like last time someone raided and everyone's like, that was way too loud. I'm like, yeah, it is loud. So I turned it down. And then it was like, I could hear it. It was fine. And now it's like different. I don't know what I'm gonna do about this. It's literally quieter. So like, guys, how does this sound?
This does put a smile on my face.
How does that sound? Is that loud? It's too loud on all of them? Why didn't you guys tell me that earlier? Okay, so what I have to do then is I have to put the volume down on all of them and then turn my volume up. But why would I have to do that? Are you guys just not telling me that these are loud? Because I have not touched the follow notification for like probably well over a year. So you guys are holding back on me. You guys should let me know if things are loud, or else they won't get fixed. Alright, I'm gonna test this again. Let me know how this sounds. How was that? It's so weird. I wonder if it's just Streamlabs changed. Okay, so that one's good. That's at 30%. Okay, now I gotta change. I saved it, right? I think I saved it. I did, okay. And this one, I'm gonna go down to 50, I think. And then test it.
This does put a smile on my face.
How's that? That one went down by 28%. I wonder if it's literally just because Streamlabs like changed something, now everything's like wonky. It's so frustrating. Okay, that one's good. Okay, now we're gonna try the subscription one. This one's at 74. We'll make this 50 as well. Okay, that one still seems kind of loud. For me, is it different for you guys? I might have to make that one a little quieter, but is that one fine? Or is it a little too loud? Is it like really loud or just loud? Like just like a little loud? Okay, just a little. Okay, I'll make it like 40% and see if that's good. I don't want to be like making this like 20%. It's definitely quieter. Is that good now? I only do... Okay, that one's for... Okay. That's so weird. I wonder if it has to be like a restream, or not a restream, a Streamlabs thing. I'm gonna test the bit one too, but the bit's like the default, so I would hope this one's fine. Who the heck is Kevin? Is the bit one loud, or is that one fine? A loud ping. Is it too loud? This one's like a default, so why would this one be so loud if it's like defaulted? Alright, how's that? Because I can still hear that one. That one shorts was not a problem. Well, I can still hear it, so it's fine. Alright, well, I apologize to anyone who came from the raid, and we just had to, like, edit that, because I had no idea I got raided, because apparently it adjusted the volume of these notifications. But we're good, we're good, we're good. Alright, let's continue. Oh, it's intense sunlight. I'm like, I'm surprised I didn't get a distortion during that. It's okay if it goes over my voice, but because it's not like a constant thing. It's different if we had like music playing in the background and like you couldn't hear what I'm saying. Or like game audio in the background. Alright, we should be good now. But yeah, like that's weird because I don't really adjust like my volumes and stuff. And I did not hear that at all when normally normally the raid notification is like super loud. What time is it in my country? It is 4:20. What are the odds I read your message at this time? Because I was definitely late to that message. Alrighty. Maybe I'll get a shiny. I feel like I gotta be getting a shiny soon. I have had atrocious luck in Emerald, and we're already 12,000 in. Like, am I gonna go another 20k plus for this Mew? I really hope not. Oh, I missed this one. What do I think will shine first? I don't know. I really don't. Before, I was, like, super confident that Mew would show up first. But now it's, like, because Bidoof is nearly 10k in, it's like, dude, either one of them could just show up. We're due on both games. I would hope Mew shows up first. Mew is the more important shiny hunt to finish. Because Bidoof I can just, like, slap on, like, any other, like, longer hunt to do. In your country, it's nearly midnight. Yeah, I think a lot of people that watch me are, like, from, like, Europe. And they're a lot farther ahead of me. In time. I might need to take a break. I could potentially... I want to do the LGM Spotlight Hour tonight. I think that's tonight. Let me double check. Spotlight Hour. Yes, LGM is tonight. I might just go until it's, like, close to LGM Spotlight Hour. Because I still need one more shiny of it, and it's triple dust. Or double dust. It's one of the... It's dust. So I gotta go for that. Hope I get a shiny. You have to go to work at 6 a.m.? That's unfortunate. You're thinking of bringing your DSs into your shiny hunting mix to do some SOS while you hunt for Sinistea, should I? Maybe, if it's not too difficult. I would always recommend, like, throwing in other hunts if it's, like, not an issue to do it. Because sometimes it's very hard to multitask depending on what you have to do for the shiny hunt. A lot of the times it's easy to throw in just, like, a random encounter hunt because you literally, like, do, like, 2 things. But sometimes, like, it's hard when it comes to, like, timing, and it, like, there comes a point where it's, like, if you have 2 drastically different hunts going on at the same time, sometimes it gets to a point where it's, like, you're essentially slowing yourself down on both hunts, and it's, like, is that worth doing to you, for you? Or like, for example, like I'm doing this like Bidoof hunt, but it's not really slowing down my Mew hunt. But if I were to do like some other hunt, like a reset hunt or something, I probably wouldn't be getting as fast of encounters for Mew. And then I'd be like, well, I want to get the Mew, so we have to like try something else. So it just you kind of just have to like mess with it sometimes and then see if it works and if you're okay with it. Also, you also did get a USB-C to SD card reader, so you can mod your second 3DS. USB-C to SD card. Oh, interesting. I've never modded my 3DS. I don't know how it works, so... I wonder if you can just use, like, an R4 for it. Because I have an R4. You're 100% use your 3DS for Safari Week. What game are you going to hunt in? Oh, I guess that'd have to be Heart Gold Soul Silver, right? It is wild that it's like Heart Gold Soul Silver was the last Safari Zone until BDSP. Isn't that wild? Oh, I guess you could also be Great Marsh, too. BSP Platinum and maybe Heart Gold Soul Silver. I'm gonna do like the usual that I do. Unfortunately for me, I just found this out. Well, I didn't just find it out. I knew it was happening. I just didn't realize it was on the same like week. But I am going to Ohio for a wedding. Like, so Safari Week starts on like a Friday. The following Thursday, I'm gonna be gone for like literally the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then I might be back on that Sunday, which is gonna suck. So what I might do is I might start Safari Week like 4 days early to like make up for it. Because I'm literally gonna be missing like a third of Safari Week because of that. And I really want to, like, I had a really bad Safari Week last year. I want to have a good one this year. In 2 weeks, you have to start at 4? Where the heck are you working? Like, most places you start at, like, 7. Like... Or, sorry, 9. Most places are 9 to 5. I'm really excited for Safari Week, though. I'm, like, so itching to do it. I want to get this Mew hunt done, and I want to get my Dratini hunt done. Tried hunting Mew with your bike, but it didn't work. How do you do it? So, it's kind of hard to, like, explain, but since I have the actual visual here, I can show how it works. So, let's just pay attention to this red game. You just ride you have to use acro bike, first of all. Mock bike doesn't work. You have to be on the left side of the entrance, because obviously there's 2 sides. There's a right side and a left side. You have to enter the left side, as so. You ride up to this patch of grass until you, like, hit it. Like, you have to, like, run into it. You can't just, like, run up to that tile and then turn right immediately. You have to kind of, like, stop and then, like, you have to, like, you go up, you, like, hit the grass, then go right up, and then stop moving once you hit that other grass, and then you can just hit Mew. Kind of hard to explain, but you gotta get the feeling for it. But you follow that path with, like, the flower. The flower lines you up. And it takes some getting used to. When I started this hunt, I was messing up more often than I wasn't. When is Safari Week with your modded 3DS? You want to do it for the first time? Can you explain what it is? Okay, so Safari Week is, I believe it is June 21st through the 30th. It's like a 10-day event. And that's not every year. It's usually just in June every year, and the date varies. People kind of vote on the date. But it just got confirmed, like, what it was going to be this year. It's June 21st through the 30th this year. Essentially, it's just you go into the Safari Zone and shiny hunt for that week. Just a bunch of people do it. Kanto Safari Zone in Fire Red Leaf Green, Great Marsh in Diamond Pearl Platinum, Johto Safari Zone in Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and Great Marsh in BDSP. And you just go into the Safari Zones and do some encounters, try to find some shinies, and then hope you don't fail them. It is like a scary thing to do at first because you're worried, like, you know, failing shiny sucks. But the trade-off is that the Safari Zone, since you don't throw your Pokemon out into battle, you get encounters, like, significantly faster. So you end up finding shinies faster. And on top of that, like, everyone who, like, you gotta, it's more fun to do during Safari Week than to just hunt in the Safari Zone at any time because, everyone's doing it. Like, if you fail a shiny, you are far from the only one. So it's kind of, it makes it feel better knowing that, like, literally everyone else is doing the same thing. How are the dates determined? So it's just Absol Blogs puts out a poll on, like, Twitter. What week in June do you want Safari Week? And then whatever's, like, the most voted week, that's when it is. Pretty much when it happens every time. You still don't know what to hunt. You need to see Great Marsh encounter tables. I still don't understand how the Great Marsh works in Diamond, Pearl, Platinum. Like, I just can't imagine it's, like, an effective way to shiny hunt. In BDSP, if you use, like, Sweet Scent, then yeah, it's, like, crazy fast, and that's, like, cool. So, like, I totally get hunting in the Great Marsh in, like, BDSP, but I haven't, like, been in the Great Marsh enough to, like, know, like, a good strategy to how to even hunt in there. And another thing that kind of sucks about the Great Marsh, it's better in Platinum, but there really aren't that many Pokemon to find. It's, like, a lot of, like, Wooper and it's, like, Meryl. It's, like, Wooper, Meryl, like, B-Barrel. And then, like, the cool ones are, like, the binocular ones, which is what people usually target. Like, well, it's, like, Yanma, Krogunk, Kangaskhan, Skorupi. You don't have a Heart Gold Heart Gold Soul Silver save file far enough you're doing and sending bad quests and you have a cartridge for a Professor Oak challenge. If you have a modded 3DS, there are programs you can download to back up save files, so you could essentially back up those save files on Heart Gold Soul Silver and just start new save files on your cartridges to get to the Safari Zone to hunt for Safari Week, and then when you're done, obviously, like, trade your games off and then restore your save files that you backed up. That is one way to do it. You're gonna work at a hotel, but just for a month? Oh, interesting. It's just the same path without the bike, but mine didn't work. It is Acrobike. Yeah, it's Acrobike. You can't use Mach Bike. It has to be Acrobike. It's the same, yeah, it is the same path, but you have to, like, specifically, like, hit this grass at the top. So, like, there's a difference between, like, going immediately, like, avoiding the grass and then going up because you'll, like, not stop. But you kind of stop for, like, a second when you hit the grass. You have to, like, stop it. You have to, like, hit the grass and then do the rest as fast as possible. It just takes some practice. And you can't be hitting the grass for too long. It's like one hit, over, up. I think I just hit that minus. No, I hit nothing. Okay. Part of a program to help you figure out what kind of job you like. Interesting. Good luck. Where the heck is my distortion? We've only gotten 2 distortions this stream. Speaking of save file backups, did you guys hear about Tales of Taylor's, like, one of his, like, save files on his game got corrupted, and he couldn't restore the backup because the backup was, like, also corrupted or something, and he lost, like, 4 shinies from it. He lost, like, his shiny Venonat and Pikachu. I think both were from Safari Week. And then he lost, like, his Meowth that he hunted for a while. And one other, I think a Pidgey. And apparently the Pidgey got saved. And then Anubis, like, somehow recovered the Meowth. But he still lost, like, his Safari Week shinies. His, like, 2. Which, like, that's kind of scary. I guess just, like, always make sure... What I do is, I have an emulator on my PC. Well, not my PC. It's actually my MacBook laptop. I have an emulator on that. And when I back up save files, I make sure they work on the emulator. Because that's how you know the save file works. When it, like, loads up. You have the same problem with a final project for podcasting class? You lost about a month of work. Really? That's always scary. It's like backups could just fail. What's up, Bidoof Plushie? Welcome in. Dude, I'm, like, really determined to get a shiny soon. I really want to, like, if I don't stream tomorrow, I'm going to be hunting my Dratini, like, off-stream. I plan to make, like, a hat for Safari Week. I want to have, like, some people wear, like, Safari hats for Safari Week. I want to make my own hat for Safari Week. So I want to, like, plan that out soon. I'm hoping... I have an idea of how it's going to work. I just hope I can pull it off. You're a film and digital production major. You have backups and backups, but you still live in fear of corruption. Yeah. Luckily for me, is like, I have my main Leaf Green file that I store all of my shinies on from Gen 3. I backed that save file up. It's on my computer, and I've also backed up my computer. So, we should be safe. I also have the save file on my phone, too. Check this out. I think I showed this off. But they recently introduced this Delta emulator, and I loaded my my main Leaf Green save file onto it. So it's also backed up on this this phone too. So this is from my authentic cartridge, but this is my Leaf Green. We got these guys. Okay, I'm trying to. My control is terrible. We got these guys from Safari Week. 2022. Got these were some more recent ones. What other Safari Week shinies did I get? This was not Safari Week, but this is my first Safari Zone shiny. I was trying to get a Lucky Egg in this game, and I got Lucky Eggs, the Executor, instead. Oh, this was last year's Safari Week. He and we. These were, like, the more recent ones, these guys. Richie and Rachel. What Safari Week ones we got? Oh, I got these guys. I'm, like, really bad at controlling this. This one wasn't Safari Week. This one was my second Safari Zone shiny. I was also hunting for Lucky Eggs. And then this was for the DTQ, and it was a 5% on Fire Red, which is nuts. And then this was a recent one. Ekans, that was a pretty cool one. What else? I have some, like, duplicates from Safari Week. These guys are duplicates from Safari Week. I've gotten so many Nidoran males. I have only one Nidoran female. I need to get the rest of the Nidoran female line. Or at least get one of them this year. Like, come on. And then these are some extra guys. Got Edward C. Post Malone. That was a random one. I didn't get that live. Some of the phases. Uguay. Classic. Oh, I also, by the way, I backed up the save file before sending these guys over. So that's what these two guys are. They're right here too. I don't think they're on my my actual cartridge. I think I backed them up just to have them in one spot, and then I traded them off. So on my actual Leaf Green cartridge, they aren't there. I hope. Okay, I was like, I hope this Distortion hasn't started because I have not been paying attention. But yeah, we got Inky and Puppet Fever on both the phone and in my Emerald copies, as you can see. Oh, it just started. Okay. We'll have to get over there. I think after this Distortion, I'm going to take my break. Yeah, clones, true. So you hatched a shiny Fiona and only 80 eggs. That's awesome. Congrats. Alright, let's switch over. Let me cancel the record. I don't, because if I get an Alpha Magnemite, I do not want this to be a 45-minute recording. Do all Gen 3 games have the same storage? You mean like in terms of how many boxes you get? I think so. I think it's all like 14 or something boxes. How many boxes is it? I think it's 14. Oh, I have, these are all, okay, I guess I have to count them then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, 14 boxes. That's what you're talking about. You need to do that. It's sick. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool that I can just, like, at any time, if someone's interested in Pokemon, be like, dude, check out my Gen 3 shiny collection. So that's everything. And then I think I have, yeah, I have this guy in my party. He goes here. Crazy I haven't duped up on a Spearow yet, but it's only a matter of time. Gotten so many male rats. I need a female one for the set. See, I got the male and then the male female. Need the female rat, and I keep getting male ones. These are all, like, full dupes. Like, I do not need these guys at all. This one's cool, though. I think this was the... Was this the 1% one? This one might have been... Like, I think this one I gave an Everstone because it was holding the Everstone. I think this one over here was the 1%. This one's still really cool. But yeah. That's my Leaf Green save file. Alright, let's do this Distortion. You named it iPhone. That's a good name for Fiona. Alright, let's do this Distortion. I was a little late, but we're fine. Wow, Magnemite's already here. The dubious disc. Man, I have so many evolution items that I'm probably never gonna use. Oh, no Alpha Magnemite. I'm so annoyed that I got a Magneton that one time. I just need Magnemite. let me go around the border. I might have gotten everything.
This does put a smile on my face.
GeoClone, thank you for the follow. Thank you for putting a smile on Thanos' face. I do appreciate it. Alpha Scun Tank, come on. This thing's gotta be ending soon, right? The 322 stands for all the alphas you can get in this game. Including, like, gender differences in forms. Right now, all we have to do is get Distortion alphas. We need Magnemite here. We need all the full Porygon line. And then we need, female Sneasel and Weavile, and then we need Cranidos and Rampardos. Alright. Roxanne is an amazing name, yeah. Good night, Thor, thank you for hanging out. What Pokemon game is a must-play? You played all 3D games and Switch games except BDSP? Oh, all 3DS games. Platinum. If you can afford it. A lot of people would suggest Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Again, if you can afford it. A lot of people would suggest Black, White, Black 2, White 2. Actually, I think just Black 2, White 2, if you can afford it. Or if you can find a way to, like, emulate it or something. Yeah. Gen 2 remakes. Yeah, it's Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Emerald is great too. I think Emerald's overrated. I'm gonna be honest. I think Emerald is overrated. There's cool things about Emerald, but the negatives outweigh the positives in my opinion. XC Gale of Darkness is the most expensive Pokemon game. I'm so glad I bought it, but I want Coliseum. But anyway, I gotta take a quick break, and then I will be back, and we'll go for maybe another hour. So I will be right back. back. Thank you all for waiting. Any distortions? Nope. Alright, let me switch back. Dang, my Switch is only at 30%. Hopefully it lives long enough. When is Safari Week this year? It is June 21st through June 30th. Gonna sleep while I find Shiny Mew soon. Well, thank you for hanging out. You have all mainline Pokemon games plus Coliseum and XD Gale Darkness. Pokemon boxes in a game, it's just storage on a GameCube. It's listed as $200 on eBay. You got scammed. I don't think that's the case. Pokemon box goes for multiple thousands of dollars nowadays. If you think one's listed for $200, it's probably a fake copy. I'm pretty sure Pokemon box typically goes for like $3,000 nowadays. Like it's multiple thousands of dollars. Or you missed a zero. Yeah, maybe. Maybe it was listed for 2,000. You just thought it said 200. The likely scenario is that it's a fake copy and they're just trying to make a quick buck. Being like, look how much cheaper it is than the other ones. $21 or $12.12.0. All right, this is 12121 right here. It's not shiny, unfortunate. I hope I can get a shiny soon. I need to start finding shinies. I need to know what it feels like to find shinies again. It's been months. It's been months. I haven't been hunting as often. I want to like get back into it, but also I'm going over odds and everything, so. Oh, it's intense sunlight. Definitely the most subtle intense weather. I don't think it can be intense sunlight at night. I could be wrong with that, though. You want to do some hardcore shiny hunting now that you're fully prepared for Elden Ring DLC, but you have to start writing your thesis, at least doing research almost nightly. Unfortunate. Hopefully you get your thesis done. You need a first draft by the end of August. Oh, you got time. End of August is like 3 months away. I never had to do like a thesis. What's a thesis for? Isn't that for like some special? Is that for a college thing? Or a AP class thing? I don't remember. I remember my brother had to do one. I did not. Guys, I'm gonna be honest, I really did not think it was gonna take me this long to get shiny Mew. In your college, which will remain unnamed, your thesis is to write 15 to 20 minute short screenplay, cast, costume design, layout, set, gather equipment, crew, shoot, post-production. Fortunately, the whole process takes 10 months. Dang. That's crazy. You knew it would? I knew it wouldn't be fast, but I when you go into a shiny hunt, you really don't expect it to, like, you know, go 1.5 times odds to 2 times odds to 3 times odds, like 4 times in a row, you know? It's crazy, too, because I made that stupid video telling people what shinies to hunt before bank potentially shuts down. And then I did this hunt. So naturally, it was just like everyone just got this shiny super fast, except for me. Like everyone's like, oh, I got this shiny in 2,000. I got it in 3,000. So yeah, I got it. It's like, sweet. You're a senior, so it's really just a culmination of everything you've learned throughout your time. For most common major, it's like dissertation or some major research on scientific topics. Yeah, I didn't have to do anything like that as like an art major. I don't even think we had like a big project or anything. It was just like these classes. These are just some of the classes you're taking. Ugh. Ugh. I need to stretch more. I feel like I don't stretch as much as I used to. Guys, I got a new shirt yesterday. You guys like it? You guys tell what it is. I'm pretty happy with how this shirt turned out. It is Linoon dressed like Aang from Avatar: The Last Airbender. I designed this, by the way. Realistically, if I were to make like a merch shop with shirts like this, would you guys be down? I like want to do that, but I need to make more designs. This is realistically only like the first design I've made. I gotta make more designs, and I have to find like a place that's like pretty good for doing stuff like that. I really don't know how it works. But I've always liked these kind of like goofy like pop culture shirts. I went to the mall the other day, last week, and I got this shirt, and I thought this shirt was pretty funny. It's literally just SpongeBob and Patrick, like, shocked or something. So I thought that was pretty funny. And then, fuzz on that shirt. And then I also designed this one. This wasn't like my cousin wanted this design because he was going to Italy. So I designed this shirt for my cousin. It's kind of worn down because I've had it for like over a year. But it's Mario on the moon with an Italian flag. He's got like an astronaut helmet on. So that one's pretty cool too. But I want to make like a shop to like sell shirt designs like that. Because not only is it kind of a chore to like make your own shirt design and then get it printed, it's usually pretty expensive. But I would like if like other people would like want them to. Because I obviously as of now can't just like mass produce this shirt. It just doesn't work. I just can't do that. I don't have the means of doing that. But it's something I've definitely like considered doing, but I need to like come up with more designs because obviously I'm not gonna have a merch shop with like one design on it. I should probably start recording so that if I find a shiny, I have the recording for it. Do you know what's like so crazy is that the intro I recorded for this shiny Mew video, I recorded the intro for this shiny Mew video in October of last year. It was like, I think my phone says October 30th. So like end of October last year. And I didn't start the hunt until like January of this year, and now it's May, and I haven't gotten the shiny yet. Oh my gosh, it turned to freaking intense sunlight again. It is really unfortunate just how common it is to get this terrible weather that ruins distortions. Like, if it was, like, you get... Like, let's say I streamed, and in, like, a stream, we get it, like, once or twice. That would be, like, one thing. But it's, like, we've already gotten an intense weather, like, 4 or 5 times this stream. I think Game Freak shiny locked my Emerald games. Or at least lowered my shiny rates for them. Only ever had one under odds in Emerald. I was really hoping Mew would, like, be the second under odds hunt in Emerald. But it wasn't. I need to figure out what I want to do for dinner. I gotta do Spotlight Hour, and it's gonna be like 7 o'clock by the time it's done. I'm gonna be really hungry. Would be a good thing to get. I might just get like fast food or something. Something easy. The unfortunate reality of fast food, though, nowadays, at least in America, I don't know if it's like this overseas. Fast food has become so expensive that a lot of the times it is just not worth going to. Because fast food is never, like, amazing. Like, sometimes it's good. Sometimes you're just, like, craving it and whatever. But, it's never, like, amazing. Like, quality food you don't get at fast food. But that's kind of always been the thing. But it's been, like, cheap and quick. Nowadays, it's, like, not super quick. It's pretty much the same price as a sit-down restaurant. And it's also not that great. And the thing about a sit-down restaurants, technically, if you want to be really technical, when I go to a sit-down restaurant, my food is typically cheaper than fast food. And the reason for that is because I usually get 2 meals worth out of whatever I order. When fast food, I never get 2 meals out worth of it. Like, I'll go to, like, McDonald's or something and get a meal, and it'll be, like, $9, and it'll be, like, almost $10. I'll go to, like, a sit-down restaurant, I'll get something, it'll be, like, $15, but I'll get 2 meals out of it, making it, like, $7 average. It's wild. I'm curious if, like, fast food restaurants are gonna crash and burn. We live in an era right now where so many companies just, like, feel like they can get away with everything. But we're kind of, like, approaching that transition period where they're gonna, like, start getting, like, flamed for it, and they're gonna lose business and have to, like, lower prices and make things better. Because right now, we're in a lot of... And it's not just, like, food. It's, like, literally everything. Quality's gone down, price has gone up for, like, everything else. For, like, everything nowadays. Eventually, people are going to be over it. And then those companies are going to suffer, so they're going to have to increase the quality while lowering the price. And I'm just hopeful that day comes pretty soon. It's very prevalent in, like, the video game industry. Late stage capitalism, yeah. It's so bad nowadays. It's like, it's so... It's just so bad. It's like everything kind of sucks nowadays and is really expensive. But yeah, it's like really prevalent in the video game industry. It's mainly with like AAA gaming companies, like... But I hear it more often than not. It's like, if you want to play good quality video games, it's got to be like an indie game nowadays. AAA games nowadays are like way too expensive and are terrible. You spent $72 on groceries and it was like 15 items. Dang, that's terrible. What is this? A Louis? Is that Louis or Luis? Rossman? I don't know who that is, regardless. No, I was just talking about, like, fast food. But I have no idea who that is. I can't believe between these 2 hunts, I've done pretty much 22,000 encounters. Speaking of capitalism, though. Oh, my console battery's low. I recently bought Japanese Sapphire, and I replaced the battery in it, and I used one of those battery holders. I recorded myself doing it. It was kind of a mess, but I'm probably going to post a video on it. And now I have 2 of each, Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Fire Red, and Leaf Green. So that's awesome. I also ordered some more Dragonite Pokemon cards. I don't know if I've gotten any of them yet, though. The most recent card I got for Dragonite was this non-holo Dragonite. I think it's in pretty good condition, too. It was pretty cheap. I think it was like $3. And I have the crosshatch version of it, too. I ordered the reverse holo, but unfortunately, all the reverse holos on eBay were like either in not great condition. One of them was actually graded, and it was a PSA 6, and it looked like it was in decent condition for being a PSA 6. And it was only like $25 with shipping, and I was like really considering buying it. But there was someone who was selling both this one and the reverse looked like it was in really good condition, and they were selling it for $30. And I haggled with them a little. I wanted them to only sell me the reverse holo, because clearly I already have this one. And they were like, I'm really worried about they were really worried about getting stuck with one of them if I only bought one. So they eventually like dropped their price to like $10 cheaper. So I was like, okay, that's fine. So I'm gonna get another crosshatch holo, and like the best condition reverse holo I've seen of that. And then I also ordered let's see what I get. I ordered the Triumphant Dragonite. It's a non-holo and reverse holo. And then the non-holo set I bought, it's a set of all... This one was like really pretty... The non-holo ones are pretty inexpensive, but it was a set of like all 3 of them. Dratini, Dragonair, Dragonite for $6. And I was like, okay, come on. Come on now. Because if just the Dragonite alone was like $4, so I was like, yeah, I'll pay $2 extra to get a Dratini and Dragonair. So I bought that one and then the reverse holo. So that was pretty cool. Tech YouTuber is unhappy with things, mostly with Apple and New York City government. I mean, that sounds valid though. I don't have any qualms with Apple as of now, except for the fact that they overprice stuff. But they've always done that. That's like nothing new. They announced that new iPad, and I kind of want to get it, but that's not really something My iPad works fine. I have the first generation iPad Pro, which is like really old at this point. It still works great. Nutty Noter, thank you for the follow. Thank you for putting a smile on Thanos' face. I do appreciate it. Can you give us the Pokemon stream avatars? I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know what the Pokemon stream avatars are. Does anyone know what they're talking about? You'll have to be more specific. Because I don't know what you're talking about. You can have your viewers on Twitch appear as Pokemon on the bottom as a stream as an extension. Oh, I have no idea how that works. I have absolutely no clue how that works. I think that only works on desktop version as well. The thing that like Professor Rex does, right? I have no idea how that works. He might be like the only person that does that, really. And I think he designed that. So I don't want to just like steal his thing. I could be wrong, though. It could just be like an easy thing that everyone can do, but no, I never see anyone do, so. A bunch of people use it. It's public use. Okay, well, I've only seen Professor Rex use it, and I have no idea how it works, so. It is kind of a bizarre thing as just a new follower and a first-time chat to just, like, be like, hey, do this. Set this thing up for me, you know? Do I have all forms of alchemy? I mean, I do, not shiny. But I'm gonna have to re-catch all of them for my Gen 8 living decks in Pokeballs only. You're just asking Sarah to come off as rude. It's not. I'm not saying it's like it came off as rude. It's just kind of a weird thing to ask me when you are like brand new follower and like a new first time chatter, you know. But yeah, I have no idea how that works. I've never even like thought about doing something like that. You just learned that there's 63. Yeah, there's 63 of them. 63 of them, technically 126 if you include the shinies of all of them. And yes, there are shinies for every single one of them. They don't look different, but they are. Can't believe I'm almost 10k in on Bidoof, man. Tatsugiri and Alchemy are the only Pokemon that have different forms when shiny. Alchemy... Well, they're not like different forms. They're just more like unique colors. And Alchemy is the same for like all of them. Like, Alchemy is like less of that than Tatsugiri is. Tatsugiri is just the different forms have shiny. I don't know. Most Pokemon that have different forms, the shinies also have different forms. Like, the shinies are the same, like, different for the shiny, like, you know? Like, Unknown. You get a shiny Unknown, it's gonna be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all the other letters, you know? It's not gonna be, like, a unique thing. Alchemy, the thing about Alchemy is that there's 63 different forms of Alchemy, and they all look different. But the shiny one, the swirl looks visually the same when it's shiny. So a lot of people seem to think that there's only like 7, I think it's 7 suites. A lot of people seem to think there's only 7 shinies for Alchemy. But the games keep track of which ones you have shiny, including the swirls. So there are indeed 63 different shiny forms of Alchemy to coincide with the 63 non-shiny forms. Might as well ask Dom for a kidney for being here your first time. I don't know what you mean by that. Oh, there's a distortion here. Hopefully this one hasn't started. No, I just thought it was like a weird thing to like ask me to do as someone who I've never interacted with, you know? Like, you would probably feel the same way. If it was something that I was like actively talking about and discussing and being like, oh, I'm considering doing this, that'd be a different thing. But it's something I've never like talked about or considered, and then like a new time chatter came in and just like, hey, do this thing. I'm just like, why? And this is not to flame Nutty at all. Like, it's, I don't want to like throw you under the bus, but okay, I need to get to a spot where I won't be attacked by anything. I think these are mostly just like Pidgeys and Tanglers, so I think I'm good here. Does Shiny Luck and Mark Luck actually do anything? No. Kind of just to like acknowledge that you're here. And just like, I don't know, wish me luck. For whatever I'm going for. You're only thinking shiny. What have you gotten yourself into? Yeah. There's also like the Minior is another thing. It's like similar to Alchemy, where it's like there's 7 forms of Minior, and all their shinies look the same. But the game does keep track of which ones you have shiny, which forms you have shiny. And if you want like a full living dex, you would need each Minior color shiny. Halogens, thank you for the mark luck. It's going to be kind of tough to get a mark in the games we're currently playing, but I appreciate it. Once we get Mew, though, we're going to be going for the Misty mark. It's just Mew's taken a while. I also have to finish playing through my Sword and Shield copies to like be able to hunt Milcery. Could only assume the no way for 1,000 points plays the Shiny Legends RC sound. Maybe. We don't know, though. Okay, I'm gonna pause this. I wish I could set up, like, automatic things. I don't know, the Legends Arceus mark update? Dude, it would have been so cool if they had marks in BDSP and Legends Arceus. I don't know why they didn't. Alright, we're gonna do this Distortion now. Alright, let's get an Alpha Magnemite. Do you know about that theory that Ditto is a failed Mew clone? Yeah, that's like a really popular one. Has not been confirmed, but like, all the evidence points to it. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Ditto was like, intentionally supposed to be like a failed Mew clone. But it has never been confirmed. One thing that I think is really stupid is that Mew and Ditto, outside of Smeargle, because Smeargle uses Sketch, but Mew and Ditto are the only 2 Pokemon that can learn the move Transform. Why can't you just breed Mew with, like, everything like you can with Ditto? It makes no sense. You would think Mew could do that, because Mew's, like, the perfected one. It's not, like, perfected, it's just the one that, like, essentially Ditto came from. But, yeah, it's like, why can't you breed Pokemon with Mew? But you can with Ditto. Like, it doesn't really make sense. Did I already get all 3? There's a Magnemite here. Oh, yeah, I did. Unfortunate. No Alpha Magnemite. The only plot hole is Ditto is able to be found wild in other regions. Yeah, but that could also just come from the fact that, like, Ditto maybe reproduced asexually. And just once something is created, it's like the Area 0 Pokemon. Like, once those Area 0 Pokemon, like, from the Time Machine, got released out of the lab, you started seeing them in Area 0, like, more commonly. And they started, like, there's the Great Tusk or Iron Treads in, like, Paldea in the desert, because it made its way out. Like, eventually, like, they're just gonna, like, reproduce Shiny Eevee! Dang. I should have, chucked a Pokemon at this thing. We got it, nice. Shiny Eevee. We'll take it. That's like one of the only shinies I needed from this Distortion, because I don't need like any of those guys. So that was a good one. It's not an Alpha Magnemite though. Evolve that into Umbreon. We'll evolve them once we get more of them. Because there's always a chance we get, like, one of them from a Distortion. Unless Umbreon's the... That's the thing. It's like, if I ever want to, like, hunt for all the shinies, I'd still need to go to, like, the Icelands for, like, another Oshawott. You just never know. I'm gonna treat it like I did with the alphas, where, like, we essentially didn't evolve any of them until we had enough for all of them. You have all the shiny future paradox. Nice. I bet if I really wanted to, I could get all of the Scarlet paradoxes and probably Violet ones outside of Roaring Moon. Roaring Moon, I mean, I could probably get if I really tried, but I just have no desire to. But I got Great Tusk, and that was like one of my favorite shinies from that region. Shaman is your favorite Pokemon, tied in first place with Iron Moth. Really? Iron Moth? I'm not the biggest fan of many. Like, I don't really like any of the Violet Paradox Pokemon outside of... I think Miraidon's cool. Iron Crown isn't that bad. And I like Iron Thorns and Iron Valiant. But all the other ones, I'm just like, whatever. Like, they're just there. I love, like, the Scarlet Paradoxes I think are really cool. I love the idea of prehistoric Pokemon. The only one that's, like, really weird is Sandy Shocks. I'm not, like, the biggest fan of that one. But Slitherwing is, like, one of my favorites from that generation. Just, like, in general, like, Pokemon. Is a male Eevee. And then this one's also male. Okay, we'll just chuck him. No, we'll put him in the dupe box for now. Once we're done with all the alphas, I'm gonna evolve every duplicate I can to, like, get future, like, the evolutions. I guess I'll just be on this page because that's where they're gonna go. It's literally your YouTube username. It's Slitherwing. Oh, your YouTube username is Slitherwing. It's gonna be changed to Yell soon. Yeah, I really like Slitherwing. Slitherwing is, like, one of my favorites from Gen 9. I didn't know about it, like, because I don't follow leaks. I try as hard as I can to avoid leaks. And I didn't know it existed. My first time seeing it is when Professor Sada uses it. She leads with it in the final battle. And I was just like, what the heck is that? I'm like, that is so cool. False Ash's Pikachu also knows the move. Wait, what move? What were we talking about? Oh, transform? Oh, you're talking about that it, like, is good at doing impressions. It's not really the same, but it's okay. I am not gonna continue with Legends because I do not have enough time to, like, get another Distortion going. And also my Switch is about to die, so we kind of have to just deal with that. Favorite prehistoric Paradox Pokemon is Great Tusk. Future one is Iron Valiant. Yeah, Iron Valiant's definitely the coolest Violet Paradox. And I wish they had done more Pokemon like that, where they... Because essentially the issue I have with the Violet Paradoxes is that they're just the Pokemon they're based on, but metal. But Iron Valiant is a mix between Gardevoir and Gallade, and that just makes it so much cooler. It would have been cool if they did more things like that, like mixing two Pokemon together. It was a cool thing. Cool, very cool concept. Guess I don't need my controller here anymore. me, it's basically the iron in the name, like the original name. You like get the original names like Scarlet ones. I don't like any of the Paradox Pokemon's names. I think they're really weird, but I do like the Scarlet ones better because I don't like how it's I don't like how it's iron in every single one of their names. Like there's other metals they could have chose between. You're on Team Iron Bundle for Violet and Raging Bolt from Scarlet. Raging Bolt is definitely a interesting one to be like, that's my favorite. I think Gouging Fire is really cool, and I think Walking Wake is really cool. I understand what they were going for with Raging Bolt. I just think it's a little goofy. The shinies are really cool though. Too bad we can't get them. Yeah, I think the Scarlet Paradox Pokemon are like pretty much in every way cooler than the Violet ones. Like, the goofiness is what makes it your favorite. It has character. Also, Gouging Fire and Walking Wake are sick. Yeah, like I'm not like opposed to Raging Bolt. Like I like that it's goofy, but definitely my least favorite of the three. But I think they're all cooler than the Violet ones. Also, to be honest, Paradox ones are just forgettable. They're your favorites because they're the ones you remember. Well, I like Slitherwing and Great Tusk. I do forget about Fluttermane a lot, and I know that's like weird because it's like everywhere in competitive, but I don't follow competitive. I forget about Fluttermane a lot, and I forget about I forget about most of the Violet ones. I don't really forget about Iron Hands, but like, what are there? There's Iron Bundle, Iron Hands, Iron Thorns, Iron. Oh yeah, I always forget about Iron Jugulus. What else is there? Is that it? There's got to be like one more, right? Besides Iron Valiant. I thought the Paradox thing was a cool concept. I just think they really dropped the ball on the Violet ones. Both in terms of, like, concept, name, and the shinies. I think the shinies are terrible, except for, I think Iron Thorn's shiny is the only one that pulls it off, really. I'm gonna see if I can get to 2,300 today. Or sorry, 12,300. Man, I was literally like, I haven't updated my last shiny thing in a while. I'm like, was it really Litwick? The answer is yes. Forgot that was even on the layout. The last shiny being the 20,000 Litwick. Maybe I'll get this before Litwick. I gotta be optimistic about this. Maybe I'll get the Mew before Litwick. So less than 20,276. I feel like that'd be like a good thing to be. That seems realistic. The concept is good, but you don't like that there are new Pokemon. It would have made them regional forms. Just not make 20 new Pokemon. No, I like that they're new Pokemon. I would have liked if there were more regional variants in Gen 9 though, because it's just Tauros and Looper, which is like really weird. Like, especially if you go from like Galar and Hisui, where like most of the new Pokemon were regional variants. Well, not most of Galar, but like there was a ton in Galar. And then it's like Paldea has 2. Like, but I think that's probably why there weren't that many regional variants, because they did all the paradoxes. They didn't want to have, like, rehashes of, like, so many Pokemon. But it's weird that they didn't do any regional variants for, like, Kitakami or... Well, I guess they wouldn't for Unova, but... I'm very curious to see what how the series is gonna go, because it is one thing where it's like, dude, we didn't really have access to Alolan forms that well after the Alola games. We like barely have access to the Galarian forms outside of Galar, you know? Like, I'm curious to see what they're gonna do with the Paradox Pokemon in future games. Yeah, I really hope I get this under 20k. I feel like I've had so many, like, 20k plus hunts in a row. Not in a row, but just, like, in general. Before, my average was, like, 20k every 5 hunts. Now it's like every other hunt I get a 20k. Just been overall, like, really bad luck. I really want to get the shiny Mew soon. Like, it's just such a cool shiny. Yeah, I will say, in terms of, like, future Pokemon games, like, I'm not, like, overly excited for Legends ZA. And part of it is probably because we just really know nothing about it. But, I just think it's a little too soon to do another Legends. I would have assumed they would have done, like, a Legends every, like, few games. But we went from Legends Arceus to Scarlet and Violet to Legends ZA. It just seems kind of soon to do that. And, like, in terms of Legends, I'm glad it's Kalos. Like, 100%. Like, I'm excited for that. But, Legends would not have been, like, my first pick for the next Pokemon game. My team Armarouge or Ceruledge? Well, Armarouge has the slightly better shiny. Ceruledge is the cooler design overall. I honestly don't care too much about either of them. Ceruledge I really liked until I found out the shiny was, like, one of, if not the worst shiny ever made. And that kind of, like, ruined the Pokemon for me, if I'm being honest. Legends ZA will be your favorite Pokemon video game ever. Kalos is your favorite region. You live close to Lavier City. I'm not going to be able to pronounce that. Well, that's like, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I like pretty much stopped trying to pronounce like Pokemon cities names starting with Kalos. I'm just like, dude, there's no way. Like, I like tried, but it's tough. the thing about Legends EA is like as of now, it could be a really cool Pokemon game. We just know nothing about it. We know absolutely nothing about it. Except that it's gonna only take place in Lumiose, which I don't know how they're gonna do that. And it's a Legends game. And there's probably some new legendary to represent the A. No idea how the gameplay is gonna be. It says like Lumiose City redevelopment plan. Don't know if it's gonna be like a city tycoon type game. Like I just don't know how it's gonna work, man. I can't like figure out what it would be like based on the trailer we got. And like I like Legends Arceus, I really do. But I'm over the overworld Pokemon games. They just aren't as enticing for me to come back to, and I don't appreciate them as much as like traditional games. And I just was really hoping a traditional game would have been next. Johto versus Unova, what this Callus with a steel chair? It was funny. Everyone was like, okay, for me, I think it's wild that people are expecting Unova remakes before Johto remakes. I think that's actually bonkers that people think like it's going to be Unova before Johto. But yes, I don't think anyone saw Kalos coming, which was kind of crazy. Not only based on Lumiose City, probably we only get info on Lumiose. Not only based on unless Nintendo lied to us. Nintendo said it only takes place in Lumiose City. There is an official Nintendo tweet that says it only takes place in Lumiose City. So unless they got their info wrong or just straight up lied to us, it's gonna only be in Lumiose City. I'm not just making that up. I don't think Nintendo intentionally lies. I think the likely option, if it is incorrect, is that they were just given information that was either mistranslated or just incorrect information. You're on Team Let's Go, Johto? Nah, dude, I don't want Let's Go. Let's Go can die. I'm sorry. I'll finish my Let's Go living decks, hopefully, maybe. But, like, I don't need any more Let's Go games. If they made a Let's Go Johto, I probably just wouldn't buy it. It just does not have, like, the lasting power. It's, like, not... Like, in terms of... Like, it's, in my opinion, a bad way to do a remake. Like, I would prefer a BDSP-style game over a Let's Go game. Black 3, White 3. So here's the thing. I definitely think if we're talking remakes, without a doubt, it's Johto next. But what I definitely would want instead of remakes are literally like sequels in older regions. Kind of like what they are doing with Legends. That might be what they're trying to do with Legends. I just want them to be traditional games. I don't want them to be overworld games because I'm just kind of sick of it. Like, it's just not as fun for me. Chibi Unova would be funny, yeah. I would appreciate that more, honestly, than, like, a Let's Go. Like, at this point, I wanted, like, an Ilka Faithful remake Gold and Silver game. Because I'm like, that will at least give me more of what I want than, like, what an overworld-style game would give me. The hate on Gen 5 would come back. That is interesting. If they do a Gen 5 remake, because when they do remakes, they're always the only time it was, like, a quote-unquote sequel game was Let's Go. But I think that's because... Here's my tinfoil hat theory. I think it's because it's like they remade Red and Green with Fire Red Leaf Green. Kanto was next in line to be remade, but they were like, do we do another Red and Green remake, or is that going to be too repetitive, or should we do a Yellow remake? So if we get a Johto remake, I could see it being a Crystal remake and not a Gold and Silver remake. But like if they do a Gen 5 remake, it'd be the first Gen 5 remake. And that would be that'd be Black and White. But are they willing to make it all Gen 5 Pokemon again at the beginning? Because I would love that. I would love that with a new generation. I wish I experienced that the first time. I was not playing Pokemon when Gen 5 came out, so I didn't get to experience like a brand new generation where every Pokemon you see is new. That's one of my bigger issues with like modern Pokemon games, especially Scarlet and Violet. It wasn't as prevalent in like Sword and Shield or like Sun and Moon, but like in Scarlet and Violet, it's like I think it's because of the open world aspect because you kind of just see everything in front of you. It was like I was trying to play through with like a team of like Gen 9 Pokemon, and it's like it was a struggle trying to find Gen 9 Pokemon. You see a bunch of Fletchlings, Skiddos, Deerlings, Scatterbugs, like so much like not Gen 9 Pokemon, and I just like it would be so cool to get like a generation again where it's like only new Pokemon that you're experiencing. It's like a huge generation again. I wish they did that, but I don't think they will because Black and White didn't sell very well, and they've even in interviews said they probably would never try that again. For you all, it depends on the new Nintendo console we'll get next year. I have a feeling Legend ZA is going to be released with it. I think people are crazy. People think like, oh, they're taking their time on the games now. That's why it's coming out in 2025. I disagree. I think the only reason it's coming out in 2025 is because they're probably trying to release it with the release of the Switch 2 and making it like they'll probably have two versions. They'll probably have one for the Switch that's compatible with the Switch, and then they'll have one for the Switch 2. Kind of like what they did with Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild released on the Wii U and the Switch, for those who don't know. But yeah, that's what I think they're doing. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Legend ZA comes out like January or February of next year. It's only going to be like a month or two later than a normal release date. I don't think they're taking their time on the games. If you get double shiny Mew, what happens? I lose my mind, and I have two shiny Mews to show for it. But it definitely will not happen. It's like a 1 in like 6 million chance or something. What are the odds? One in 67 million chance of happening. And, like, I mean, think about it. I've done 12,296 encounters for this Mew. Has not been shiny. The odds of me getting the shiny on both games at the same time, at specifically, like, that time, just doesn't make any sense. We'll get the new console before the Legends ZA game. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we're going to get the new console, and then the Legends ZA will probably be released simultaneously for the Switch and the Switch 2. Also, apparently the Switch 2 is supposed to be announced pretty soon. I think it's going to be announced in, like, June. Wonder if you'll get a shiny Bidoof before shiny Mew. I wouldn't be surprised. Unless I get a shiny Starly first, then I probably would expect Mew before Bidoof. This will be my last encounter I do, because it's almost Spotlight Hour, and I want to get ready for that. We'll do one more Bidoof as well. Yes, all hail Bidoof. Unfortunately, no shiny. So I'm gonna end it here. Thank you to everyone who tuned into the stream, and I will see you